Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bountiful world. This is part number 6 of our wonderful little series here, and every single time I get interrupted by that noise. So yeah, this is episode number 6, and in the last episode we defeated the Ender Dragon and powered up with some awesome diamond armor that has taken a little bit of a hit. So we might need to get some unbreaking on the helmet and the boots, but that is a job for later. So, our past couple of builds have sort of depleted my wood supplies. So what I've been doing is been chopping trees in this tree farm that we built. Now this tree farm, I built it mainly for looks, just so it looks cool. Like obviously I didn't need to build this building around it, but I still think it looks pretty cool. And yeah. However, it is very slow for a couple of reasons. The first one being I have to wait for all the saplings to grow, which is annoying. The second one is that I have to break a lot of leaves to get to the blocks. So I spend a lot of time not mining trees, which is unfortunate. And also not to mention it is not very good at giving saplings back. You know, when this entire tree farm is full of trees and I break all the logs, I don't actually usually get enough saplings back. I get almost all of them back. I've not got too many left, but I get almost all of them back. But usually I don't get quite enough, so eventually I'm going to run out. So today we're going to be building a better tree farm. Now, mind you, I only have this problem with oak trees because I can just use the 2x2 spruce tree method to just grow a massive spruce tree and get plenty of logs like that. If I want planks for crafting stuff, this is purely because I want oak logs in my builds. So we're going to have to turn to some redstone. So I'm going to jump into Creative World and show you the tree farm that we're going to be building today. Okay guys, so we're going to be building this tree farm today. Now it took a fair bit of time to find one that I actually wanted to build, but this is the one I landed on and it is a glorious tree farm. Now the main bulk of the tree farm was built by a guy named Purplers, I believe. I'll link to his video on it in the description. I have, however, modified it and simplified it just a little bit to make it only use oak trees. Like it only creates oak trees. And also I adjusted this so it all pushes the trees into one block because his farm used a wither to break the blocks, which I'm not going to be doing because A, I don't have a wither. B, I don't want that annoying text at the top of the screen whenever I go into the area. And C, if something goes wrong, which it very well might, I'll have a wither flying around my world, which is not ideal. So this one is going to work just fine, however, so I'll show you how it works. You come down here, flick this lever. This is going to be very loud. I'm going to turn this all the way down. So I'll turn it on just a little bit so you can hear it. Still very loud. Okay, that should be okay. You take your saplings, you come up here, place it on this dirt block, you just hold the button down and a bunch of redstone magic happens. It grows trees stupidly quick, pushes them out of the way really quickly, and gives you a lot of saplings back. Which is really cool. Yeah, it is a very efficient tree farm. So if we come down here, I'm going to turn that off. It all gets pushed into this little area here. And eventually, it will just fill up a massive block over here, which is awesome. So we can come over here and mine it. So of course I haven't decorated it in this world, because I'll be doing that in the normal world. There's no point here. And, oh yeah, this is the bone meal chest, by the way. You fill that with bone meal. And, oh yeah, this farm is also very bone meal efficient, which is good. Because some of the farms, yeah, they all use a lot of bone meal, which is not ideal. I want to get as many trees as I can out of this because I don't have infinite bone meal. The only drawback with this farm is it is quite expensive. There's a lot of pistons, which is okay, but it just means we'll have to do some mining, and there is a fair bit of redstone, but it's actually surprisingly simple. It's this same circuit here on the top, just repeated 3 times, and then a little bit of extra wiring down here to get it to work properly. But it is a fantastic tree farm. I'll definitely be linking to the video in the description if you want to build it in your world. And yeah, I'm going to hop into our world and start preparing for the build. Alright guys, so we're back in the world and I'm just waiting for the sun to go down because we need to get some slime balls for all the sticky pistons. So I'm hoping to get about another stack of them, which will definitely be plenty. I just hope it's not a new moon like last time. Alrighty, so it's not a new moon, which is good. I don't know what type of moon that is, but it's not new, which is the important thing. So that definitely means that slimes will start appearing soon. So let's go on a hunt. Alright, so I've found my first slime of the night, which is awesome. I'm glad I didn't have to wait too long. Hopefully it gives me a full stack, which would be awesome. But I might just do an entire night of slime farming, just to ensure I have enough for the future as well. And I see another one over there, which is awesome. So again, much better luck with the slimes tonight. I mean, of course the moon phase does affect how many slimes spawn, so I think this one is a good one. I'm getting bullied here. Get away! I mean, you'll never kill me, but you'll make me starve to death before you get me. Alright, 45, that's pretty good. Oh, we got another one. Oh, we got 5 from that one. That was awesome. Alright, either I didn't see one over here or it despawned. Don't know, I might have to check the footage. See if I'm going blind. Okay, so it's getting to the end of the night and I haven't found any more slimes, which is not ideal. I might be pushing it a little short. I believe I need about 100 slime balls for this build. Now, I believe I've got around 40 or something at home. Oh, perfect. I believe we have about 40 or something at home. This, however, should be enough. I just destroyed those two. My goodness. Depth Strider is the best. I'm just running around in the water. A stack and 3. I'd be surprised if that is not enough. But still, whilst I'm here, I will try and maybe get a little bit more. If I can. Perfection. Alright, a stack and 36. That is 100 slime balls right there. So I know we have enough now. And just as the sun comes up too. Very good slime hunt. So this is all the iron I've accumulated from all my mining sessions. I have done a couple of cave dives where I've been going into caves instead of actually strip mining because you get a lot more iron that way. And I'm going to need probably all of this, which sucks. Probably even more. Actually, I will need even more for all the hoppers, which is not ideal. Alrighty, so there's our 4 stacks of pistons. That should be enough for the entire thing. I'm definitely going to need at least a stack of sticky pistons, but I'll keep the rest. I will definitely need more, but I'm not exactly sure how much more, so I'm just going to keep the list like this for the minute. I desperately need to get a Silk Touch pickaxe because I am a little annoyed at the amount of stone I have to smelt just to get some stone bricks. You know what? We've got 33 levels. Let's have a go now. Alright, we've got 2 pickaxes. Surely one of them is Silk Touch. No. And no. Damn it! How rare is Silk Touch in this version? I cannot get Silk Touch for the life of me. I've also got 3 more pickaxes in the storage room. I don't know why I can't seem to get a Silk Touch pickaxe. I suppose I can do the trick where you burn enchantments until it appears in the suggested list. Or the enchanted list, but honestly, I'll always have a reason to have pickaxes, so it's not the worst thing in the world getting like efficiency pickaxes like that. Okay guys, so I've collected a whole heap of materials here. I'm hoping this should be enough. Now, the iron might end up being a problem, but I think I should barely have enough. Like, I literally have 0 iron to my name right now. I've made them all into hoppers. And hopefully there should be enough blocks and all that good stuff. I will need a fairly big area though. So I've mowed the lawn a little bit here, and we're going to be building it around here. This is on the back of the island, so there's my skeleton farm, and like, yeah, over there is where the base is, so I'll have to connect it via a long path, but it's a good opportunity, I can't talk, good opportunity to expand to the other side of our island here, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to get straight into the time lapse, and yeah, I'll see you very soon. Let's go. Alright guys, so we just got done building the tree farm. I've just got to place in a couple more blocks just to get it completely finished. And there we go. That's everything. It didn't actually take me that long to build because A, it's not actually too complicated, it's just a bit repetitive. Got to place a lot of repeaters and that, and it's just that on 3 different layers pretty much. And I also built it, what, 3 times in a creative world so I could build it with a time lapse easily. I definitely think it was worth it. So I've got a double chest of bone meal in here. That's getting funneled into the system. So we're going to test out the farm. So it's pretty easy to use, of course. You just take some saplings, flick it on. We come on up here, and we just start placing saplings. So looks like it's working pretty nice. We're going to see in just a moment if the piston conveyor belt is working. I'm not exactly sure where the best place to stand is to collect enough saplings. This seems to be a bit better. But we are getting an increase in saplings, which is good by the looks of things. A lot of them seem to be coming down here, so I wonder if there's a more efficient way to collect all the saplings. It seems to be looking pretty nice, at least. So I'm going to turn that off, come up here, and yes, all my trees are getting funneled into this little system here. So if I've done my math right, they should all get pushed over to here. So let's do a little test. Alrighty, let's turn that off. And yeah, it stops right here before it starts working onto the next one, which is awesome. So now we can just go through and mow down these trees. Now there is something I wasn't actually too sure about, but I wonder. Now this thing does generate trees that are 6 blocks high. If I lower this sapling, I don't know if it does. Sorry, if I lower this slab, I don't know if it does generate trees that are 6 blocks high. But the problem is, when the slab is on this block, this is the 9th block above the dirt block, is that sometimes it generates these, which is not ideal. So I don't know what happens. Well, because the double piston extenders push them to this block here, the blocks that are diagonally adjacent to the dirt, they should always end up here, but I don't know what happens when this tries to push another one into its spot. So it doesn't seem to be causing a problem, but I wonder if it is worth lowering this down, because if I can get 6 high trees, that'd be good. They should, in theory, still grow. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So as you can see, this is how many 6 high trees we've gotten, versus how many 5 high trees we've gotten, versus how many 4 high trees we've gotten. So I might do a little bit more testing. I'll break up to here, and then let's see if we can maybe get a 6th high tree. Right, were we able to get a 6 high tree? Don't know why there's stone bricks here. Oh, that's because that was my pillar that I didn't break. And okay, good, we are getting trees that are 6 high at this level. I think that is the strategy. Place the glass, or not the glass, the slab on the 8th block instead of the 9th block, because it looks like we still do get them. But yeah, one final thing I'd like to actually figure out is what will happen first. Will I run out of bone meal? Will I burn through a double chest of bone meal? Or will this thing fill up? So that is the question that I would like to answer. So I'm going to be running this farm for a little bit, and I'm actually going to place a couple of blocks just to ensure I don't get ambushed. It's like that. I might place like a little door or a little entrance there just to make sure I don't get ambushed. But I'm going to place a few... I need to press the lever first. Place a few trees down, and yeah, I'll be back in a sec once it's all filled up. Alright, so I've just filled up the farm, and that did not take very long at all. It was only sitting there for about 5 minutes. And yeah, here's the farm, and yeah, we didn't even burn through much bone meal at all. It looks like it should just be down here. So we've got, say, a stack there. Got a full stack there. A little bit there. I don't know. I'm not sure how the math works. Like, do we get half each time? Or I'm not sure. But it looks like we maybe used, I want to say, a little bit more than half a double chest. Yeah, there's nothing in these ones. Right, so we've got 13 stacks in there. Got a couple stacks in there. We've got 3 stacks in there, so that's 16 stacks. Plus another, let's say, 10. There's 26 stacks, so yeah, let's call that half a double chest per fill up of this one. That's pretty good. There's definitely going to be some variance due to, you know, bone meal RNG. No, I can turn this back up now. I'm not using it. But yeah, that is pretty cool. I'm actually really... What am I doing? That's not the right spot. That's the right spot. I'm actually really pleased with this. This is actually really cool. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is harvest it and see how much we got from one full use. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so I've just mined up all the logs, and I haven't done this bit here because I'm going to fill this in with like glass or something, just so we can, because it's not really technically part of it. Yeah, all this will be covered up eventually, but in the main area, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, we'll say 10 stacks of logs, which is really nice. I'm quite happy with that. So 10 stacks of logs in like 10 minutes. And I was sort of faffing around with the recording and all that. So yeah, 10 stacks of logs in 10 minutes, that's pretty good. A lot faster than the other tree farm. The only problem is now that I have this ugly ass build here, which not ideal. So I think the next thing we have to do is make this build look nice and pretty. Yeah, I'm going to farm some more trees, I reckon, and we're going to get to building a lovely building around this farm. So let's cut to the time lapse. Okay guys, so I'm just inside the house at the moment because I've got one last thing I want to do before the big reveal, and I am going to make a few potions that'll make it a bit easier. Alright, so up here it looks to me like it'll be a good little spot for a little potion lab. Very temporary, but it's okay. I'll just do that and then set these up. So what I'm going to be making is some swiftness potions, which is going to help me run around a whole lot faster. Hey, we got another achievement. Hooray. We've gotten a fair few of them. We're getting pretty close to the end of all the achievements. There's a couple of challenging ones, like Adventure Time, which we'll hopefully get eventually. I would like to kill a wither at some point, but not today. Notch apple, we can actually craft them in this version, which is awesome. And then I've tried to get sniper jewel a few times, but the rest of them are pretty easy. I wonder if the trick where you throw these to a zombie works. It might work, I'm not sure. And there's return to sender, which hopefully I'll just get by chance at some point. And I had that game paused the entire time, so I didn't actually advance the potions. Whoopsie. So with your awkward potions, you just put in sugar and you get speed potions out of that. Fantastic. So I'm going to take these out and do the rest. And it's only 20% extra speed. That is nowhere near as much as I thought it was. I thought it'd be like 50%. Although you can increase the amount of speed it is with glowstone dust. Although I am going to be using redstone, which will increase the time it lasts. Because if you use glowstone and then redstone, it'll lower the amount it lasts for. And this adventure could take long enough that it'll be worth it to have more of the lower speed. Okay guys, so I've got 6 speed potions, which have 8 minutes each. So if I do the math, that's 48 minutes. Hopefully I find what I'm looking for pretty soon. And it won't take me a full 48 minutes. Something I don't have is my flint and steel, which I will need. There's a horse in my crop field. Alright, I suppose he can keep out the pests. Alright, I'm going to use literally a third of my iron supply. This is literally all the iron I have to my name after the tree farm, so I would like to try and get on that soon. Okay, so here's the plan. I really want to find a jungle biome because I want cocoa beans to be able to use brown dye because of something I'd like to add to the tree farm before we finish it up. So I think the best place to start the search is going to be the swamp biome because it's quite high up and it's quite far away. So I don't know how far I'm going to go out to try and find it. But I hope I can find the closest one, or one that's at least reasonably close. Because of course I don't know where I'm going. And I don't want to use a seed finder. I've come this far without it, and I would like to try and do this by traditional means. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a boat. And we're going to sort of start sweeping the map here. This is the edge of the map wall in the observatory, so past this way, I haven't really explored. It would be nice to try and maybe find some of the other rare biomes, but those are even rarer than the jungle. So, if I can find it, awesome, but I may very well not find them anytime soon. That looks really cool. That is a pretty cool thing. One bonus about going on the ocean is that I may find a mushroom biome, which would be awesome. I hope I do. So what I'm going to do is do sort of like a sweeping action. So I'm going to go to like maybe minus 1100 or something, minus 1200, and then go out like another 100 or a couple hundred blocks that way, and then go back that way. Like sort of zigzag a little bit. And I'll do that a few times and see what we can find. It is very likely that rare biomes, like a mesa biome or an ice spikes biome, could be thousands of blocks away. The nearest one could be thousands of blocks away, and I don't know where they are. Oh, that's cool. There's a little rabbit just sitting up there. What's up, dude? Oh, we found an ocean monument. Nice. I will actually get the coordinates of that in case I want to come back and raid one later. I'd like to get access to maybe some like sea lanterns very soon. I think that'd be awesome. This is a colossal ocean. Holy moly. As the sun's about to go down, I'm gonna crash land on this island and have a little snooze. This would be a lousy island to spawn on in a new world. Oh, we got another ocean monument. There's a fair few out here. I might get the coordinates of this one too. Wow, I just found something pretty awesome. It's not a jungle, it's another savanna, but kind of looks like the thing we have back at base. Nice. Alright, so I have been going at this for a little while now. I've been traveled almost over 4,000 blocks, and I found the first inkling of something even slightly useful, which is a frozen ice thing, like a cold beach. So maybe we'll find an ice spikes biome. That'd be pretty good. Alright guys, so I am 5,000 blocks away from 0, and I'm going to be calling it quits on the north direction, because the further I go out, the longer it's going to take for me to go back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run all the way back, and then we're going to try another direction. Alright guys, we're back home. So I went pretty far north, we're 5,000 blocks north. I think smartest way is probably west. Yeah, probably want to do, because we are right about here. Yeah, we're going to go west next. Really want to find this jungle. Found a third ocean monument. I do believe that is a new one that I haven't found yet. Yeah, 1280. I think that's just outside the range. And another one. Nice. If I ever need sponges, I reckon these are going to help, because I found at least like 8 now, I think. Oh, they just obliterated those 2 squid. Oh, I see one. Hopefully I don't get mining fatigue. I don't want to get too close. That would suck. I'm going to land on this island so I can sleep. What's kind of interesting about this version... Oh, we got another one. There we go, screenshot. What's kind of interesting about this version is that I think it was the first version that got rid of the continental type world generation. Like, these oceans used to go for hundreds of thousands of blocks before you'd hit land again. But I don't think that really exists in this version. I think they patched that in like 1.7. Oh my god. Nice. We found an ice spikes biome. First useful thing I found. I've been recording for an hour and 17 minutes. And first actual biome, or actual new useful biome I found. Nice. I wonder how big it is. Damn, this is pretty big. Packed ice is just like normal ice, but it doesn't melt, which is good. Nice. I'm gonna get a speed potion. Hey, this is really nice. I'm going to set up another portal somewhere here. So we've come out 2,000 blocks. That's actually not too far away. Ice plane spikes. Let's see if we can find a good spot to build another portal. Up here might work. Yeah, I want to do up there, I think. There's a massive ice spikes biome. What? I just found a river. A river going through it. Completely unfrozen. Oh yeah, this is cool. This is cool. I'm building the nether portal around here. Okay, normally I don't build the 10 block portals like this, but I brought enough for 3 portals. And I just need to get it lit so I can come back here later. So, there's the coordinates. Cool, and 2,000 blocks from spawn, so I think I'm going to start sort of sweeping back. Like, really? A jungle biome's that rare? That I'll find an ice spikes beforehand? Before I even find one? Like, my goodness. Never found a mushroom biome. Which I thought I would find in that massive ocean. I believe they are the rarest biome in this version, but I covered a lot of ocean. I tell you, water is boring to traverse. But this is a bit more annoying. Ah, perfect. Got a lovely plains biome. You know, as much as I trash on Elytra, it does have its benefits. Like, my goodness. Oh, a doggo. I don't have any bones. Crap. What are you mad at? Oh, the rabbit. I thought it was a skeleton. I could have tamed him. That's okay, I know where some dogs are. Back at our base. Why, this is very pretty. We got a flower forest. With some nice terrain. Let's have a snooze. I do like flower forests. They're quite nice. This swamp is a whole lot closer to my base. Actually, no, it's not. That was a blatant lie. It is a bit bigger, though. Whoa. That's cool. What is with deserts and savannas? Given really wacky generation. No, we found a well. Well, how about that? What's this? Oh, that's a cave. I thought it might have been a desert temple or something. We found a well. Oh, I found a village. Hello, my villager friends. What do you have? Hello there, sir. Oh, your arrows. Hello there. Oh, another Silk Touch book. Nice. I've got one of you in my other place. Oh, hello. What do you have? Useless. But does that mean there is a blacksmith house somewhere here? I guess maybe not. That's a shame. Down to my last speed potion. Probably should have made some more when I was back at home, but oh well. Oh my god. I see it! I found it! Yes! Haha! Holy moly. I finally found a jungle. Oh my god, that took forever. Oh, thank god. I've been recording for 1 hour and 36 minutes. Covered so much space and we finally found a jungle. That's literally all I needed. Just cocoa beans. Actually, not really. I'll need to grab a few saplings as well, but... Yes! Thank God. I'm very done with running around this world. Let's climb to the top of a tree and have a little peek at our jungle here. We've got a very nicely sized jungle here. Now I want to try and find a place to build a nether portal that doesn't suck. Because I'd like to make a jungle base at some point because the jungle is awesome. Okay, I don't want to do it too far deep in the jungle because I don't want to get malaria. However, I would like to actually have it in the jungle because it would be cool. I think here is a good spot. Yeah, we're going to put the nether portal right around here. Alright, so there are the coordinates for the nether portal in the jungle. And I am very sick of running around, so I think I'm going to head on home. So we found an ice spikes biome and a jungle biome, which is awesome. Alright guys, so I've made it back home after my little adventure, and we found a jungle, which is awesome. We also found an ice spikes biome, which is cool. So all I'm really missing, I think, is like a mesa biome, so I can get clay and like the mushroom fields, or the mushroom biome where I can get mycelium from and mushrooms. Once I get them and set up the ocean monument, we'll basically have access to every block in the game to be able to do builds with, which is awesome. And I can't sleep, which is awesome. Alright guys, so at long last we finally have all the wood types ready for building. So I've just grown a couple of jungle trees here, and I don't know, that they look way better to me than I think they actually are, just because of the effort I went to try and get them. But I don't know, I like these really tall trees, and I really like that sort of vivid green. But anyway, I'm going to now show you the tree farm, because it is finally done. So I've extended this path over here. I think there's something cool that I could do here. But we've got a new little pathway to take us over to what may end up being a new area. And then as you can see, we've got a rather large, bulky looking building. Yeah, I am not too sure if I like it. I'm not too sure if I'm too happy with it. It's a bit sort of out there, I think. But I think it turned out okay. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. It is a bit of an awkward shape to build around. So I think it looks pretty good. Looks like an industrial building. Yeah, I'm happy with it. So I have to get rid of my chest eventually, but as you already know how it works, I won't really show you again. But you know, you come in here, added a door so we can close it behind us, so we don't have to block this up. And then, you know, you place the saplings there, they get pushed. And of course you have to turn the lever on. And then you come in here, we've got a much nicer area here to mine stuff. And this is why I wanted the brown wool, because I wanted to make a little tree pixel art on the ground. Yeah, I think it looks alright. I wanted to do a sapling, like a pixel art of the oak sapling, but it's actually bigger than this floor. So I wasn't really able to do that. But, so I still wanted a tree, which is why we needed the brown wool. It was a bit challenging actually making it work properly. Like making all the walls and the roof work properly. But I think I did okay. I may change that at some point to something else. Just because I think the transition is a little bit weird. But as I've said many times before, I'm not very good at building. So that's gonna have to do. And around here, we've got a little maintenance door. So I can come under here, can have a little peek at the redstone if I need to fix anything. And all that good stuff. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, and this is where our bone meal goes, of course. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this farm. It's going to give us a whole lot of logs, which I'm very much looking forward to. But yeah, I think we can call this project complete. So I'm going to end the episode here, I think, just because I want to get this episode out before the end of the week, because I'm not going to have a huge amount of time next week to record. So this video is a little bit shorter than usual, but that's okay. I mean, I don't know how long the video is. I haven't made it yet, but I think this video is going to be a little bit shorter, but it's like that just so I can get it out a little bit sooner. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Ta-ra!